It'll pull the front wheel off the ground at will.
Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. Got a call from a friend of mine today, and look what he got himself. It is a Husqvarna Svartpilen 401. It's 373cc dual overhead valve, single cylinder, liquid cooled. Puts out about 44 horsepower, 27 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 37 newton meters. That sounds like a lot of fun right there, doesn't it? 6-speed transmission, and what I read is you don't have to use the clutch to shift. Fly-by-wire throttle, 320 millimeter disc on the front. I think it's a Bibri. Boy, that looks a lot bigger than 320. Oh, it's a 17-inch wheel, that's why. Radially mounted, upside-down forks, adjustable. Check that out. The front tire is a 110/70/17. The rear tire is a 150/60/17, so it's got 17s front and rear. Wheelbase, get this, this is amazing. 53.4 inches, it's 1,357 millimeters. I love that. That means nimble handling. So light bike, lots of power, short wheelbase, nimble handling. Ground clearance would be 4.7 inches, about 120 millimeters. Fuel tank is 2.5 gallons. Dry weight, get this, 335 pounds. That's 152 kilograms. 43 millimeter forks in the front with 4.7 inches of travel. That's 120 millimeters of travel. And same amount of travel in the rear, 4.7 inches, 120 millimeters. Seat height, 32 inches. But look how narrow this thing is. It's just, oh, look how thin that bike is. Holy cow. Hey, let's go for a ride. Wahoo! Real quick before we take this thing down the road, he's added the bash guard on the bottom. Looks like a grill cover. This windscreen here. A gel seat. Looks like an aftermarket muffler. This little pouch on the side here. Fuel X system. Oh yeah, K&N filter, Fuel X. I'm not sure what that is. If you all know, please post in the comments below. So this ought to be quite the ride. Let's go have some fun. Oh, I have been wanting to ride one of these for a long time. Oh my gosh, this is fun already. I love the way you sit on it. You lean forward quite a bit. It's very narrow indeed. It's a very light machine. That's what. Wow, you really got to look down to see the speedo. I'm going to slide back a little bit. So you sit leaning forward. My knees feel like they're below my hips. My heels are way back, almost to they're behind my knees, probably close to my buttocks. The mirrors are kind of hard to see out of, behind me anyway. It's got plenty of torque. Very, very responsive. Hey, did you guys see that light? I wonder what that's all about. Shift light, possibly? What a hoot! Brakes are great. They're cold, but they're great. It's a geary bike. Peaky, a little peaky. You have to keep it in the right gear. Very responsive. I bet you could wheelie this thing for a mile. It definitely has a power band. It's sensitive to the power band. I would expect that. You know, 373 cc's, putting out about 44 horsepower, so all the power is probably close to the top, middle and top. Very well done, very well done. I'm absolutely loving this. The brakes are amazing. 320 millimeter disc on the front. It's definitely a peaky bike. I love that about it. I grew up on peaky motorcycles. I grew up at the age of small two-strokes, so I do know about that. It's a little bullet. I do not want to take this one back for sure. Holy moly. This is a sweet bike. This is a sweet motorcycle, my friends. Wow. Town bike, awesome. Curvy hill bike, I'm sure this would be great. Interstate bike, well, it would do it. With a little tiny wheelbase and the seating position the way it is, I don't know if I'd want to sit on it that long. But who cares about that, right? This is not made for that kind of riding. The brakes are great. Looks like it has adjustable levers, left and right. This is my old neighborhood here. My old sledding hill right there. What a hoot. This thing is just a blast. Yeah, this is a real fun machine. 17-inch front and rear. There you can get the idea of the peakiness there. Takes a little bit to get the power band. I could have downshifted, but I didn't want to. We've got sand all over, so I got to be careful here. Used to deliver newspapers to all these houses. What a grin. What a grin. This thing is a hoot. The dash is hard to see with the full face helmet on, but who cares about that either, right? Boy, when it gets in the power band, it gets in the power band. It just jumps. So I'm guessing the first 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs are soft, and then it just explodes. The LCD is kind of hard to read for me. I'm not used to it. Let's try it. Actually, the power band seems to kick in about 6,000 RPM. So 6 to 12,000 RPM is where all the fun begins. What a hoot. I love the way it rides. This is a rider's bike. If you enjoy the art of motorcycle riding, this is the bike for you. Like dancing on the shifter, you know, leaning on the rubber. If you've ever slid both tires in a corner, this is the bike for you. What a grin. What an absolute grin. I'm loving it. I am just loving it. Too much fun. Too much fun. I mean, this thing is just a hoot. Just an absolute hoot. Look at that. Just spins around in a circle with no trouble at all. And away she goes. Take it to the city and you can just eat the city alive with this thing. The handling is superb. And the power pickup is awesome. You know, it's a brand new motorcycle. And as much as I'd love to keep on rolling with it, I think I'm going to take it back because I don't want to get in trouble. What a fun machine. What a fun machine. It'll spin the tire on gravel. Oh yeah, you know what? We better take this home. We better take this home. Too much fun. Absolutely too much fun. It is gear sensitive. I'd expect that. You know, 44 horsepower bike weighs 335 pounds dry. You know, so probably less than 400 pounds wet. Very short wheelbase. Incredibly short wheelbase. Tire comes right up from behind you when you spin the gas like that. On the gravel anyway. This thing is a ball. This is a rider's machine for sure. An absolute rider's machine. What a grin. What a grin. You know, we're going the wrong way. He doesn't live this way. Oh my goodness. I love the way it rides. The suspension is awesome. I don't know how he has it set up. It's probably still in stock form, but it's performing admirably. I'm betting the rear suspension is probably just as adjustable as the front. I think the front had WPs. I'm not sure what the rear is. Boy, it sounds good. I'm not sure what that pipe he has on there is either, but it makes for some good song. We just pulled the front wheel off the ground there a little bit. That's insane. I'm a 200-pounder. Oh yeah, we're going back. We're taking this back right now. Right now. By golly. I've said that what, 6 times now?
This is a fun bike. This is a rider's machine. If you want to develop some skills, get yourself one of these. So pluses and minuses. It's a fun machine to ride. Absolutely fun to ride. Loads of power. It's a little peaky, but who cares? It's gear sensitive. Who cares? It's got 6 speeds. Oh, you know what? We don't have to use the clutch, do we? No, you don't. I've been using the clutch like a fool, huh? It's light. It's very nimble handling. It's got loads of power when you get into power band. Downside, it's got a 2.5 gallon gas tank, but I don't think that's really a problem on a bike like this. A little bit of an uncomfortable seat, but it's the kind of seat that's made, you know, this is the kind of bike that's made for riding. So the seat really isn't that big of a deal. It'll pull the front wheel off the ground at will. At will. That is just crazy. I am just blown away. All right, we're gonna put this up and I'll get the other camera out and we'll do a quick walk around. Wahoo! Hey, that thing is insane. That right there, that is insane. If you love riding motorcycle, if you're a dirt bike aficionado, if you love the front wheel in the air, if you like the you know, the grit and fun of making a motorcycle sing and dance, this is a bike for you. I am just so impressed with this thing. I almost bought one of these, and I'm probably lucky I didn't, because I'm sure my license would be in jeopardy by now. This thing is just a hoot. It handles fabulous, has loads of power. It is peaky, but like I said, who cares? There's that pipe. Lightning, I can't read it. KO lightning exhaust. It wheelied at will. It just oh, what a grand! Look at that headlight. Isn't that cool? It's just a gorgeous machine. Adjustable levers, you know, both brake and clutch. You don't have to use a clutch. I didn't figure that out until later in the ride. Flash to pass, high lows, blinkers, horn, kill switch, start switch, fly by wire, by the way. I don't know if it has modes or not. If it does, I don't know how you'd get to them. Let's turn this on and take a quick look at that dash. High beam, neutral, engine light. I'm not sure what that light is for. ABS light. It has ABS. Yeah, it has modes, because right now we're in road mode. I'm betting it has a sport mode too. So gear indicator over here. Tack on on the outside. Gear indicator. Speedo right there. Side stand down. Yes, it is. Check out this tank. It's got this little holder on there. Look at that. Isn't that neat? That is really, really nifty. I love where the key is there. Look at that frame. Welded frame. Engine. The engine hangs from that frame. Monoshock in the back. Minimalistic cast swing arm. Look at that. It's got bobbins on the back. Check out those chain adjusters. Isn't that cool? Wow. That is real nifty looking stuff, isn't it? Looks like a single pot Vibri on the back. And a dual pot on the front, I believe. Radially mounted dual pot Vibri on the front. Check that thing out. What an absolutely fun machine. Oh, I'm going on and on and on. Okay, here's what I got to tell you. If you ever thought of riding one of those, get yourself to a dealer, find a friend like I just did, whatever. You're gonna love it. It's an absolute hoot of a machine. Now, I'm Fuzzy Biker, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave that bike here. But I am gonna hop on my hot rod, Royal Enfield, and go for a ride. Y'all do the same if you can. Life is good. Wahoo!